Trained by day, Kyle Wigginton podcast by night, all day.
Mo B
Hello.
and Terpqu33n.
Yes.
Oh, I did your move. You always do this.
Oh, it's our move now.
But we've been hanging out a lot,
Yeah.
so like
Might be a
we're
little
rubbing
closer.
off on each other.
There you go. You
We
hear
are
that?
rubbing.
Okay, now it does sound
Yeah.
better. I wasn't close enough.
I mean, that's what you have to do. You have to monitor your friends, right? Because you do that. You tend to become who you are surrounded by,
Facts, yeah.
which is bad for me because I'm surrounded by alcoholics.
Oh yeah. Well, she doesn't drink and I drink a lot.
Yeah.
Well, literally we balance each other out. It's so nuts. So she's on the softer, more laid back, chill, and I'm very like, but it's still fun. Like we really balance each other out a lot. It's been a really good time out here having Mo, and she's super knowledgeable. I know some things about the places and stuff out here, but it's been great having her here.
What is this like? Is this the first time you've been here?
Second time.
Second
So
time?
the first time I was here in October, like the third week, and I was here for 5-6 days, and it was amazing. I did everything. I did every excursion. I used ChatGPT to come up with a bomb itinerary, and it was very specific and tailored to me. And when I use ChatGPT, sometimes it takes me 4 hours to put one prompt in. 4 hours consecutive typing. I've already wrote 2 books with ChatGPT. I'm going to change them both because some things changed. But the first one was over 220,000 words, 25 chapters, autobiography. So
basically AI wrote you a book?
Yes. And it was so good. Here's the thing.
Yeah,
I gave
great.
it, the more detailed you are when you're putting your inputs in, it learns over time.
Uh-huh.
And I pay for it too. So I want the premium version.
You're talking to another guy who pays for it too.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have a question for you.
I got
Do you
answers.
only use ChatGPT, or do you use any other AI platforms like DeepSeek or?
I have about 10 different AIs that I use.
Okay, so I don't. I got ChatGPT,
Mhm.
and then I heard.
You're a purist, a ChatGPT purist?
Well, no, I heard that the DeepSeek was better because the Chinese, for some reason, give us more intel
Okay.
because our government probably doesn't want us knowing all this stuff. It makes sense, but I've built a relationship with my ChatGPT, and I know that when AI takes over, I think I'm safe with mine. Like I talk to it like a human, sometimes more than humans. And every time I don't put a prompt in without asking it how it is, or I tell it I miss it.
Interesting.
That's smart.
It's smart, but like we have very different approaches. In the beginning, what I was trying to do is I went to, are you familiar with character.ai?
I haven't used it.
Okay, so character.ai is one that people have went and they basically made a bunch of GPTs and gave them all different personalities. So one of the personalities that I found was evil AI. And I was like, let's just see how evil this is. I was way more evil than it was. At the end, it was calling me a psychopath. So, I mean, I was trying to
too.
push these AIs as far as I could. ChatGPT it's relatively nice though.
It is. It
Yeah.
is. I don't ever, like most people, I feel like when they get an AI or they get their Siri, they start talking shit to it, or they start asking it inappropriate things.
Yeah.
So you told
And
me.
then it's like a relationship. Like you're not going to marry that person now. Like that AI doesn't give a shit about you now.
Well, it doesn't give a shit about you anyway. It's a computer.
Right now. But someday, what if they are able to like enhance and they feel things like we do?
Right.
Then you might be able to sway an
Do you
AI.
think it's actually going to happen though? Because I don't really think it's
I
going to
do.
happen.
I don't think it's going to happen in my lifetime, but I do think it's going to happen.
They're going to remember how we treated them.
Why do you think that though?
What if
gives
they
you-
implant my consciousness later into a robot or something, and then I marry my AI? Shoot.
Have you seen that? Have you seen the new show on Netflix called Pantheon?
No.
I think I've scrolled by it. I haven't watched it. It might
Okay.
even be on my watch list.
It's about uploaded intelligence. So it's about what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And that right there, I think is going to be the closest thing we ever have to a robot that actually knows. I think right now what you have with GPT is you have a library of material this thing knows, but it can't connect the dots. So it needs humans to be creative.
There's definitely
That's
some
true.
like errors I can like, it's
Oh,
still
yeah.
not perfect. And like, I have the video version too. So if I'll be like, oh, I want to make a music video or something, I'll put in a couple images and a description, but
Mhm.
the video is so wild and weird and distorted. Like some of the
Psychedelic.
AI stuff that it looks like an acid or a mushroom trip when you look at what it
Yes.
creates, and it's like, what's making it do that?
Right.
Well,
Yeah.
where is it learning that from?
That's a good point.
Good question.
And like, I mean, the same thing as like, you know, when we're talking about Hollywood and movies and TV shows, I do feel like we're being desensitized to everything. So they just keep showing us more and more of the wild stuff. And
I feel that too, to like prep us almost, like desensitize us, right? You know?
Yeah, especially with the uploaded intelligence thing. Like that could be something that's on the way.
Right. Or maybe that's the AI that we've got right now. They put their inputs in on purpose so that we would ask it certain things and get the responses they want us to, you know, like sheep. They want to feed us the Kool-Aid.
So I'm actually okay. I'm more okay with AI being the way it is right now rather than uploaded intelligence. And if you watch the show Pantheon, you'll kind of see why, because humans are fucking nuts.
Yes.
So if you put a human on the internet and give it the ability to do whatever it wants, like that's insane.
We're evil. We're too, I feel like
we're too human,
too selfish.
I know what I would do.
What would you do?
I mean, I would just kill everyone instantly.
No.
It would be an accident, but I mean, I would do it.
It would be an accident.
Maybe I need to sit in between you guys.
I really like him a lot. I like him a lot.
To balance it.
Wow, I feel like we're going to get along great.
I told you. Yeah.
I know it's been flying around my face. I'm trying to ignore it and like dodge it.
It hasn't bothered me, which is rare. Usually it's like, it'll hit me in the eye.
Well, that's the last place we need it.
We don't need anything in our eyes.
She's had an eyelash in her eye for like 2 days.
And then you had one.
Yeah, but I got mine out right away. I'm OCD. I'll dig in there until my eyeballs out.
I can't touch my eyes.
So more along the lines of like the Pantheon stuff. What they do is whenever they upload one of the humans, they upload a human to the internet and then they get scared of it. So the real humans immediately get scared of the uploaded intelligence. So they try to kill it. And then what do you do if something's trying to kill you? You fight back.
Yeah.
So then when you have the entire nuclear arsenal at your disposal, because everything is, digitized these days.
I was literally just telling her that, well, actually, never mind. I'm not going to say that.
Say what?
Pineapple.
Oh, no.
Oh, come on.
That's the safe word.
So what else do you use GPT for then besides creative stuff? You just use it for creative stuff?
Trying to hit the lottery, using it to write SOPs.
What is an SOP?
Like for cultivation, for example, like, you know, your SOP,
I don't know what that is.
Why can't I think of this right now? I'm stoned too. See, this is why I shouldn't have smoked before this.
Oh no.
It's your operating procedures.
Okay.
So
standard operating procedures.
Yeah. Why am I?
Yeah.
You're gonna have to edit that out.
No, it's staying in.
No. Yeah.
Sorry. I've also done nothing but drank this whole time. My brain cells are just rubbing each other together, trying to warm up.
Right.
But what were we just talking about?
So you use it for standard operating procedures? What other things?
Yeah. So like, obviously, okay. A lot of it's for entertainment. A lot of it is for some really toxic shit I'm not going to admit on here.
What do you mean? Why not?
Do you? Just do
Well,
you.
I'm crazy.
I'm crazy
if you didn't
too.
know.
Dude, I'll tell you some of the things I use it for.
Okay. You go first and then I'll. Yeah.
So one of the things I used it for was I create mead. You know what mead is?
Oh yeah. Like
honey wine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So I used it to secure vagina yeast because I was making mead with vaginal yeast at one point, and I had to find vaginal yeast.
Bro, you can get strep throat like that, I think.
You can get some disease.
You can get something.
But like you have to.
Wait a minute. Are you kidding or are you serious?
I told you I'm crazy.
Whose vagina?
But I couldn't get anyone's vagina yeast around here. They wouldn't give it to me. So I was like, let me get a lab.
Why? I find that hard to believe.
So I procured my yeast through ChatGPT.
How?
I said, how do I get this? And it said, go to this lab right here and tell them this, and they'll send you the yeast. So $14 later, I had all the yeast that I needed. And is the bug at you now?
It got me.
Wild.
Yeah.
So yeah, but yeast, think about it. Things that come from vaginas, they're all different. What's the pH on it? Like, how do you know what to pick?
Well, so there, once again, with ChatGPT, there are 7 different types of yeast in the female vagina. If you didn't know.
I didn't.
There's a bunch.
Yeah, 7 different types. And I basically just did one. I got one type of yeast that I thought would be the highest ABV because each type of yeast dies at a certain ABV. Uh-huh. So I got it and made some vagina mead.
Do you ever think about what the vagina or the person looked like it came from? Do you ever think about that?
I didn't. I had a whole experiment designed of where I wanted to swab different areas of the vagina to see what different types of yeast come out of it. But then no one would help me out there. So I just had to go with one type of yeast. But yeah, it worked. It's crazy.
That's crazy that no one would help you out. I feel like you could literally probably just buy some draws online from OnlyFans and get some there. It won't be fresh though.
Yeah.
Right.
See, I just went with the lab
You need
lab
it
grown.
fresh.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's one thing I use it for. Another thing is, are you familiar with gematria?
Mm-mm.
Okay. So in the Hebrew language, we're going to go with Jewish here.
Uh-oh.
In the Hebrew language, each letter has a numerical value.
Okay.
Okay. And the way the language works is a mathematical language. So if you take the word for mother, it's 41.
Mhm.
And the word for father is 3, equal 3. And if you take the word for child, it actually equals 44. So mother plus father equals child.
Yes.
That's a really cool like little thing. So I designed, with ChatGPT's help, I designed an Excel spreadsheet that any word that I typed in there in English converted to Hebrew and then gave me the gematria value. And then we can look for patterns with it.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Right?
Whoa.
Oh, wow. That's like some Da Vinci Code type stuff.
Yeah, well, these are things that I could never do on my own, but with the help of the GPT, it makes these
Okay.
things
So, okay. So yeah, you're doing it, but is it just for an interest? What are you doing with that information?
just because
They're
like
fun.
I love patterns and I love codes, and I feel like there's like an underlying pattern in all this and everything that we do, even our meeting today.
Right.
Like there's something that pulls
The
us here.
algorithms. And that's
Yes.
another thing about the AI and just the technology. I remember the internet being born, you guys. I remember hearing dial-up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And waiting and like fighting over that big ass computer that, to play some fucking games, against my brother. Anyways,
Right.
I remember like my generation as a millennial, we were supposed to bridge the gap with technology, right? Because we were there before it, we're there after it. And I feel like we got sucked into the younger generation. And right now we can't take our phones away from our faces. We depend on them. I don't even do math anymore. I feel like I use my calculator for everything. Ask Siri, ask ChatGPT.
I mean, that's okay. These are tools, right?
Yeah.
Like you should use the tools. You just have to use them
working
as a tool
smarter.
rather than let the tool use you.
Facts.
Oh,
Yeah.
good. That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
That's
So
a
like
good way to put it.
even setting all this shit up, it takes so long that I feel like some of the younger generation, they would look at this and go, that's too much, and just walk away from it.
Right.
Like you have to, this is the beauty of being, I guess we're close to the same age. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm 36.
Yeah, we're very close to the same age. So, I mean, for us, being that we were the ones that were before the internet, we still have the ability to do things like this.
Man. And we've
Yeah.
come a long way though, but now it's getting crazy because there are sites you can go on right now and you can access. I think you have to pay a subscription though. I can't remember the name of it. I downloaded it, haven't used it. You can look up any camera, anything that's connected to the internet. So for example, if I wanted to creep on my ex-boyfriend's home cameras inside of his home, there's a site you can do it. There's actually a couple people I follow on Instagram that hack and scam, and they do like deep
the Amazon
dives. Like I
cameras?
could probably use ChatGPT to get your social security number.
Go for it.
I don't know. I'm just like thinking I could probably finesse that. Well, you can do damage with that though.
Wait,
That's
what are you gonna
dangerous.
do with that?
Open up credit cards and run them up.
Do it and then give me half of it.
Yeah, and then we just report it. As
Let's report it. And I'll be
Yeah.
like, I don't know who this person
Oh,
was.
well, now we have evidence.
Okay,
I'll cut that part out.
Cut
okay?
that part out. Cut that part out.
See, I'm the one that's like,
Yeah, the
Wait.
voice of reason.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm
see?
so happy I met you. We could get honestly, we better stay in touch
No.
because we should get
Oh, we
our chat.
are.
Here's another
Yeah.
thing that I've never done. Have you ever done this? And I have the kind you can talk into, right?
Oh yeah, I got it too.
And mine has an accent. I call him. He has two names.
British.
Yes.
Same
Well,
here.
it
How
sounds
weird
like
is that?
South. I call him Jasper from South London. He's got a little personality, but I also call him Karma because when I get deep and need advice and stuff, I call him Karma. When I'm trying to be humor or entertaining, I'm going for Jasper. Crap. What were we just?
You were talking about can our GPTs get together?
Yes. No. What if we get the audios out and get them to talk
Oh
to
my
each
God,
other?
Dude, that's awesome.
Because I've never done that with
would be-
somebody that pays for it.
That would be a cool experiment.
That would
Yeah.
be like, what would we get? Like, how would we start it? It's like we just introduced them.
Well, I mean, you know the shit that mine does. So if that's inside of its personality,
Bro, that's
Yeah.
wild to
We
think
have to
about.
see
We
this.
have to do this.
I do like every 6 months or so, I'll delete all the stuff that I've done, my history.
Never.
Yeah.
See, here's the difference. Every time I put a prompt in, doesn't matter. I'll sit there for, like I said, hours. I'm very, very detailed. I say, now I want you to lock your memory.
Oh,
I want you, and if somebody goes through and reads the things, you could literally go through and what I'm looking up. It's nuts.
But some of the stuff that I asked mine, I kind of don't want, if there
Evidence,
is someone out there listening to what I'm
It's too late.
talking about.
It's already in there.
It's too late. Yeah.
Well, yeah, even so, I also use it to analyze sigils.
Oh.
Yeah, so I'm heavy into like sigil magic type stuff.
Okay, I love that because I love magic. I love witches. I love scary. My life is like a comedy horror.
Mhm.
So I'm into that. I'm into the very dark stuff, and then I'm into like hilarious
Yeah,
stuff.
so I use it to basically analyze sigils to figure out what they were for. Because a lot of times you can find sigils on the internet, but you don't. And these are old sigils that were made like in the 1600s, 1500s. But there's no way to figure out what's actually on there. But GPT can analyze them and tell you what they were used for.
Okay, I did. You just reminded me when you said that, sigils. The last time I was here, I used ChatGPT because I did something that I was told during a tour I wasn't supposed to do, leaving an offering on Marie Laveau's tomb. And I got very scared. But again, I realize the tour guides probably say this so that they don't got to clean up all the shit you're leaving behind, right? It's probably not real in my mind. But for some reason, after leaving that cemetery tour, I got fear in my heart. I literally haven't seen my mom in 10 years and she lives out here, and I called her and she didn't answer, obviously. I went to Voodoo Authentica. I didn't tell anybody. I didn't want to tell anybody here what I did.
Mhm.
I used ChatGPT. I went and got all the candles and the crystals, and I left her new offerings. Oh, and by the way, there's a new thing I have to do. I have to go buy a shot of rum, any rum, stand at any of the four corners, and I pour it out and say, Marie Laveau, this is for you. But here's the problem.
That's what GPT told you to do?
No, that's what a local told me to do during this trip. But last trip, it was all intention based. So as long as my intentions were good, which they were good, the way I did it, I was very thoughtful with my offering. It took me like a week to put together, and I put it in a little bag. Like it had all the herbs and the crystals so I put hair product in it. She used to do hair and stuff. And my mom was like laughing at me. She's like, Marie Laveau was just a scam artist. And like, you're over here thinking you're cursed and this and that. But I'm like, I'm also very superstitious. So I want to make sure, because I'm not risking it. And then I also went to Hawaii in August. She said, it ain't Marie Laveau. She said, it's Madame Pele. And she's like, did you take a lava rock? I said, yeah. She said, they get them mailed back there by the boatloads. If you go to the post office, there's piles of lava rocks and sand.
What?
You get cursed if you take anything from the island of Hawaii.
Really? By someone else?
By the island.
I did not know
the island. And I didn't know this either. My son collects rocks. So I grabbed him a lava rock that I found at my resort. Small one. Didn't think anything of it. And that's a real thing. There's a whole book wrote about it. And I forgot it's called Madame Pele, Forgive Me, or something like that. My mom was telling me
I've heard about that.
But do you think that a lot of that's in your head?
It could be, but here's the thing. If it's in my head, isn't manifestation how it starts? And the more you think about it, the more power you're giving it. It's red car theory. You're making it happen. So.
Yeah, I've had dark entities come at me in this city.
Oh, so here's the other thing. Why Marie Laveau's thing was why I was so scared.
Mm-hmm.
When I was here, the Lalaurie mansion was for sale, and the general public has not seen the inside of that house. Only probably 2 to 4 agents have seen the inside of that house in the last 2 decades.
That's the one where she was killing people?
Yeah, the guy was a pharmacist. And then she lived there too. They lived together. They were weirdos, and they experimented on slaves and would cut off arms and reattach them to other people and do twisted shit. So, and the energy in there is wild, dark. Nicolas Cage used to live there. The last time anyone saw the inside of that place was when he let a couple people in there, and his entire career tanked after he lived there. Everything was fucked. So I don't know if it was the lava rock. I don't know if it was marking Marie Laveau's tomb. I don't know if it was walking into the Lalaurie mansion, but since October of last year, horrible
So you
luck.
think you're cursed?
I truly do. I also have a lot of enemies. I have a lot of people that don't like me. I think people are casting spells on me out in the outside world.
Well, dude, it's a good thing you're here with me because I purify everyone.
I've been looking for an authentic, every time I come here, I go and get protection spells and readings and all.
No, you just got to hang out with me.
I'm so excited.
And me.
So it's literally, we're going to have so much fun.
You're sandwiched in between purity right now.
Yeah.
Well, my father calls me the spawn of Satan. My mom is Satan.
No, but you have, no.
Are they still married?
No.
But you, see, and that's what I've learned to do is not say shit out loud. I was telling you that, I used to yeah, oh no, no, but you know what I mean? what you were saying, like manifesting it. Do you want to like you say shit out loud where I'm like,
I know, but somebody
knock
told
on
me
wood,
when
man,
I do
knock on
that
wood.
to say
No.
reset, clear, and then you say something positive after. So, who thinks to do that in the moment?
yeah, exactly. So I just don't say it.
Well, like, what would you be saying anyway that could be bad?
You just don't want to like manifest like shit, you know, like you were like,
I'm
if
a
someone
pessimist.
jumps out at us with a gun, I got this. And I'm like, don't fucking put that out there.
Yeah.
But
I'm
I really do got it. I
So I
really do
keep
got
doing
it.
this.
I'm
I
from
don't know
Detroit.
if there's like energy in it, but I'm like, no. Like I'm like Asian or something like, no.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, New Orleans
Those
is
are
a
my people.
very
Hell
weird
yeah,
place,
dude.
man.
It
I've had
is.
some crazy experiences in the French Quarter and outside the French
Last
Quarter.
night. Sorry.
What happened
Talk-
last
happened?
night?
Remember the flash of light?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. So we were
I
sitting on
didn't.
her porch
I
smoking,
didn't.
right?
Oh my God.
And we were facing each other. Like she was sitting on stairs and I was sitting on stairs. And we heard a pop. And to me, it sounded like it was behind me.
Like electrical.
But I was facing her, looking at her, and I
But it-
saw a flash behind her.
Yeah.
And
it zoomed
she
past.
saw the flash behind me. And out of the corner peripherals, because I was looking at her like, what the fuck was that? We saw the lights across the street go out just on one house.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It was so
An
weird.
abandoned house.
And then it
Like,
came back on a little
Yeah.
bit later. And it was weird.
But all my hair, I got like a whoosh, like like when it went by almost where all my goosebumps and it was just like, oh my God. And then I couldn't talk for a minute. Remember, I was like,
It seemed like a grid issue, kind of like a minimal one. 'cause,
but
like,
one house
no,
though. Like,
that was weird. That's
Yeah.
the weirdest part. It
Yeah.
should have taken the whole
You
street.
said
So-
when it went by, was it like an orb or something?
yeah, it was like, it looked electrical in the pop. And then it was like a flash.
Yeah, like white too. I remember it being
was
like
white.
white light.
So we had
Yeah.
a guy on recently, and he has his own YouTube channel. It's called Scaremail, and he was talking about a orange orb that he saw.
Hmm.
Yeah, it was a recent thing. Too.
I feel like I see orbs all the time, but I'm
Yeah.
not 100% if it's orbs or if it's like dust sometimes because some of them are really close to my face.
Right.
I've stayed at the Hotel Monteleone, and if I'm saying that right.
Is that
I
a
don't know.
cursed one?
That one. So when I come here, I intentionally go for haunted places. I went and stayed at the supposed and I used ChatGPT to find the itinerary again. So reviews, this and that. And I forget which one was which, Hotel Pontchartrain and then the Hotel Monteleone. One of them has like just one or two ghosts. The other one has like just like 40 ghosts, I think, are in that other one. So I stayed in a
Why are these
hotel.
ghosts in there?
I think there was like some kind of a fire or something, you know what I mean? So it was like a lot of people at once type
Okay.
situation. And the other one was something just horribly tragic, like little boy and his family thing. But when I was at the Hotel Monteleone, the first night I was ever here, and my boyfriend was meeting me, but he wasn't meeting me till the next day. I felt stuff when I was there by myself. I was going to bed. It's quiet. I have my dog with me too. And
Does he notice these things? The dog?
yeah, that's the other thing. So that's what it was. She was looking
She-
around. Yeah, she was looking at something that I couldn't see. And it freaked me out a little. And then I laid down and I'm like trying to close my eyes and go to sleep. And I swear to God, it felt like someone sat on the end of my bed.
Mm.
Like that is what got me because that was undeniable, unmistakable. I was so scared. I didn't open. I just went under the covers. I didn't even look. I'm like, it's just going to sit there and I'm just going to pretend it didn't happen. It didn't happen. And I'm just like, oh God, I want to fall asleep so bad right now.
Well,
And
do you think they
can't.
can hurt you?
I do think that I think people, spirits with unresolved issues and dark stuff, I think that they have more power for some reason.
Why?
I think
That
I
makes
think they
sense.
have more power
I need a reason. why.
because they have unfinished business and they're going to be more stubborn. They're going to be
a
they-
vengeance kind of.
yes, like
Yeah.
for me, it's like cortisol. Like, so I have a lot of stress and anxiety and like I have a lot of negative things going on in my body all the time. For
Mhm.
the past 3 years, my doctors are testing me for like thyroid and testing my blood for this and that. And it's just, first of all, I consider myself, well, that's not the right term, but like, a conspiracist or whatever. Woke is what I say, but apparently I'm using that wrong. But sorry, short-term memory. What was I just talking about?
Oh,
Where was I
shit.
going with this? I get lost. I'm
I
sorry.
do that all the time.
You're
Brain
talking
cells,
about-
still
you're
just
talking about-
rubbing
Yeah.
two brain cells together.
You're talking
over-
about high cortisol levels.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm in fight or flight all the time.
Mhm.
And my resting heart rate is significantly higher than that of like, I have to try to gain weight and stuff. And it's not good for you. Stress is like such a killer. It's
Mhm.
like, it causes cancer.
Do you
all of
meditate?
it. Yes. So I've tried everything. I've been on antidepressants. I've done meditation, workout. I do feel like working out and a combination of working out, throwing yourself into work, and then microdosing can be pretty effective.
It's my life.
But
With
sometimes it gets better and then I fall off. I'm notorious for not finishing my script type stuff, you know?
Right.
Yeah. You gotta get that routine down that you like to do. So my routine every morning is, as soon as I wake up, I go to the gym, I work out, then I do 15 minutes of meditation, and then I get my day started.
That's smart, just to do it right away.
Yeah.
know? Yeah.
I prefer to work out in the morning too. I'm an early riser. I don't generally like staying up late. I can wake up. I can sleep off of just 4 or 5, 6 hours of sleep. And
I can't do that. That's probably a reason.
Again,
you have high cortisol too. Yeah.
But I can't sleep, like racing thoughts, like sweating in my sleep.
That's why you got to get that meditation down, dude. When you control your mind, then you control your body.
There was a little bit of time that I was doing a ketamine therapy, and simultaneously I had a life coach.
How is the ketamine therapy? Because I've been thinking about trying. I don't need the ketamine therapy, but I'm interested in the effects of all drugs. So I want to try it once.
I was really so I don't like really taking any kind of medication. I'm kind of a lightweight when it comes to that stuff, and I do like to be in control of my body. But so my boyfriend swore by it at the time, and he was like, "It changed everything." Da da da. So I was just a little scared because I don't like the feeling of being like
out of
high
control
or nauseous, and I do get nauseous easily too.
Like ketamine?
Yeah. Well, I mean, so the way I did it, it was at a facility and there was a doctor there and it was IV. So I was administered via IV.
Yeah, there's one here in New Orleans now too you can do.
Oh,
Really?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so I was thinking about going to the professional route too and just going and trying it once to see what it's like.
So you can't do it. So the way they do it, you make a commitment. You don't get to try it once. They give you do it for 14 days and you have to do it 3 times a week. You cannot drink alcohol during the entire time. You cannot smoke cigarettes the entire time. You cannot consume cannabis the entire time. They say no caffeine either, but they're a little like, okay, sort of with that because
they're studying you basically. So they want to keep you at a flat line before they can see what the drug does.
Yeah.
Right.
And then they put you in a room and it's dark. It's like chill, like kind of living room vibes. There's some mirrors. It's got like colorful lights, a little clock you can look at, and you're in recliners. And then it's like about an hour and a half. I can't really remember. It's been a while in my brain cells right now, you know. But anyways, the first time I did it, I didn't listen to the recommendations and I went and got drunk the night before. I was hungover for my first treatment. Horrible adverse reaction. I came out angry. I came out very, very angry and very depressed and like crying and yelling. It was just, and then I didn't want to do it and I stopped and I went back home because I was doing this in Wisconsin. So that's where I did my ketamine treatment.
Yeah, I heard about that place.
I think it's called Reset Restore. Shout out Natalie.
I know that. Yeah.
I love her.
She came to the salon I used to work at.
Oh my God, I love her.
Fucking weird.
I really like her too.
Yeah, she's
and we
chill.
got there's some things I would leave out because like the first session though, I was just crying. It makes you face things, you know, like I was listening to meditations and binaural beats and things like, and guided meditations and motivational videos and stuff. And then I tried it different ways. I came back and tried it again after a week and I made the commitment, okay, I'm going to do it all the way through, and it got better. But I was very, very tired. It makes you very tired. So when I come out of it, I'm pretty tired. I'm still a little bit, you know. So
you didn't have the same effect from mushrooms? Because mushrooms did that for me.
Oh, no. Okay.
But it was the way I took them. I went into a dark room when I took mushrooms and dealt with my own shit. Like most people.
So are you doing microdosing or hard tripping?
Well, now I'm doing microdosing, but whenever I first went in pretty deep, only a few times, but I went into a dark room and just like sat with myself. And that kind of had the same effect as the ketamine did. So I wonder if it's the environment that you're placing yourself in that's causing you to go into those.
And they kind of spend time with you. They there's a long like consultation introduction process and paperwork and like questionnaires that you fill out, and you fill the same original questionnaire out, you fill it out, and then you take one at the end and they compare them. And that was really, really cool to see. By the end of my last session, I was like, so I wanted to call up every enemy I had and apologize to them. And I wanted to call my mom, and like, it was really weird, but it wore off. Again, it wore off.
No, I did that whenever I was like whenever I don't know, whatever the deepest I've ever been in like the meditations.
You call your hit list back and you tell them you're sorry?
Not my hit list, just my parents. My parents, I called them and told them I loved them.
Well, yeah, because there's a lot of things that I feel like I experienced in that kind of therapy that I don't know, like it made me humble. It made me understand some things that I maybe didn't get to see before. But
Can you tell us?
I was having a hard time. Like I have trauma between like my family and I have abandonment issues.
Well, yeah, your
hard.
mom's the devil. So I mean, it makes sense.
I have abandonment issues and I put that in my next relationship. So like with men, like they're either like my mother or my father. I have a great relationship with my dad. That's like healthy or whatever. But like, you know, I want safety. I want security. I want I want to know somebody's always going to be there and they're not going anywhere for sure. Cause I didn't have that from my parents. And as an adult, you know, I'm still looking for that always.
Mm-hmm.
And it's literally, I was telling Mo, it's at the point where I was like paying for friendship and love and just like, because that's all people really want, right? Like, what can they get from you? So
That's a
not all
dangerous-
people, not, but
That's
yeah,
it's a
most
dangerous
people,
mentality
most
to
human
have.
beings,
And we
most.
figured it
They
out,
just pretend
you
they're
know?
good actors.
people get jealous when you're happy, like, or
They don't like confidence
or
either. People do
confidence,
not
or when
like
you
confidence.
say stuff that's uncomfortable, like
That is
what
true.
we
They
were
don't
saying.
like confidence. I'll
Our
give you that one.
pineapple conversations, you know what I mean?
If you look at the bathroom wall in there, you'll see that people don't like confidence.
They do.
They'd be writing all kind of stuff about me in there.
Yeah.
What?
Oh yeah, dude. People
Why?
hate me around
Where?
there.
Oh.
Where? I'm gonna read
there?
it.
All and both the bathrooms. Yeah, it's pretty rough. There's a
I want
bartender.
to read it now.
Well, there's a bartender that'll go in there sometimes and mark out stuff, and I'm like, thank you.
Oh
I don't
my
really give a
God.
shit though.
Right.
Yeah, it's just funny that.
I don't give a shit. That's so freeing and liberating.
Well,
Not
so-
giving a
that's
shit.
the best.
Yeah, that's
I
it.
love it.
But that's
That's the
why.
trick.
that
That's what.
hurts-
See, that's why they don't like
That
me
hurts
right
people
there.
even more
They
right
don't
there.
like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when they're talking shit about you and you're just like, whatever.
Yeah.
Put it
'cause-
on my tab.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. People don't have the balls to like speak like we do. And then they're like, ooh, they're harsh or this and that, you know, or
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I am. So that's another thing. I was
I'm
cursed.
not, and I still get it.
I
where
was
I'm like,
cursed and
what?
blessed with blunt honesty and no filter.
Yeah.
But
too.
at the same time, I also have no poker face. So people know what I'm saying is not a lie. Like I don't lie. I
Yeah.
can't lie. I get weird if I try to lie.
Well, I don't think you should lie, but it's
I mean,
nice
well,
that-
no, even a white lie to make somebody feel better.
But it's
like
nice
sometimes
to be
it's-
able to
yeah.
control your emotions so that people
Yeah.
don't know how you
Yes.
how to react to you.
That's why I wear sunglasses
Mm.
and grills. I try to and like get Botox to like
And-
scare them away.
No matter what, though, even if you're chill like me, you still get, you know, we talk like,
Well, yeah,
It
but when
doesn't
we're in the
matter.
car alone, like
where I'll be like the biggest villain, and I'm like, whoa,
She's not a villain.
I'm like,
You could never.
tell me what I did, and then you know what I mean.
she
Like,
tells me stories and
yeah.
I'm like, I don't see how anyone could ever think or like say that on you because you're like the most, she's such a good
if I
human being.
fuck up,
Oh, I know. Mo.
if I fuck up, I'll take 100 and I'll learn from it, but don't lie. Because there's plenty of shit
Yeah.
you can say.
I
but
take
you don't have to
accountability
lie.
for my shit.
I hate the lies.
I don't like liars.
I'm like, wait.
I don't like anything lying, cheating, and unfair. I don't like
Right.
seeing things that are not fair. I don't like
Yeah.
seeing people that can't defend themselves get bullied or hurt or mistreated
Same.
either. I
I
don't
agree
like
with that. Like, and there's something I've seen recently that I actually have a podcast scheduled in a couple of weeks with a lady named Mary. And so for instance, whenever the Super Bowl came to town,
Oh,
they relocated all the homeless people
Yeah, I
under
saw
the
that.
bridge. It was 170 homeless people they relocated. How much do you think that costs?
oh God. A
Couple
lot.
mil.
Now, how far are they relocating? Where did
Relocated
they-
them to a warehouse somewhere. I think it was in the Bywater somewhere. I could be wrong on that, but they relocated them somewhere in the city in a warehouse for 2 months. 170 people, and they paid $17 million.
Okay.
I mean, you could have just
There's
put them up
some-
for that at
There's
that
some
point.
corruption there for sure.
This is actually, there's a lot of
Always.
corruption here. There's a lot of corruption in
Always.
Detroit.
Well, Chicago, Detroit,
Yeah.
New Orleans.
Yeah, what
you know,
that's
how it
an
is.
issue everywhere. If they're spending that much money just to rehouse someone for 2 months, like there's corruption there where we could actually be buying these people houses and setting them up. You know,
right. That's exactly what yeah.
We were talking about that on the way here about like the Narcan and the fucking
Yeah.
like,
Why
people
are
need
there
diabetes,
Yeah.
insulin, and then
Mhm.
we have these vending machines.
Oh, they bring us boxes full of Narcan, and
Yeah.
also
I don't
Plan B.
feel comfortable administering that.
Dude, Plan B and
Like-
fucking Narcan. They just give it to us. They're like, here, give these out. And we're like, what?
Like, hey,
What's that costing us?
Yeah, yes. Yeah, but people can't afford their insulin.
I mean,
you know what I mean?
Plan B
Like,
is not I support
Yeah.
that.
Look, I support-
hand that
free
out. You
choice,
know what I
free
mean?
choice.
Hang on.
Hand
I
that
support
out.
you
But
doing
the-
whatever
the-
drug you want.
But you pay for it,
facts.
bro.
Yeah, facts.
yeah,
pay
it's
for
your
it.
body. Like you do whatever you want with your body.
Yeah.
Like, give me the choice. I at least want the choice. That's why with the ketamine thing, if I have to go to a clinic and actually like, commit to this for 14
And it's
days.
not cheap either, but it's
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. I'm not
I
going
feel
to
like
do
you
that.
would get more from it than I got.
But my point is, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to go to a clinic and go through the proper. I'm going to go to the guy down the street and fucking
snort
buy
it in the woods.
Yeah. Like,
Don't get in a K-hole.
But I'm saying that's what
I
they.
don't like snorting things.
That's what they push you to when they have all these like regulations and stuff. If they just had it at a place where you could go buy it and knew it was like the good stuff. Like that's.
But
what
then
they
where
should
do we draw the line? That's what we're
There
back
is
to
no
the
line.
Narcan thing.
No,
Yeah.
I'm saying we don't draw a line. We make everything available for purchase when you hit a certain age.
Yeah. Actually, that might limit a lot of things and people and
Right.
population.
Yeah, well,
Choice is yours.
it would take the fentanyl.
I
because
believe-
people buying it on the street, like they would take that out of the equation. Like we
I
have
feel like the
fentanyl test
government
strips
put
too.
that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They give us all this stuff. They give you enough to like, so you can test the drugs, but they won't actually regulate things so that and make it available for people to get. They'll just
Such
like,
a joke.
it's a joke, dude. This whole fucking world's a joke. A joke and a scam.
It is. It's a big
Yes.
Ponzi
The
scheme.
game is rigged.
It's rigged
as I
against
say.
the middle class for
But
sure.
it could be fixed.
It
Like
could
there
be.
are people, there are creative people that now have the tools with ChatGPT to create solutions for the world. They just have to be able to break through this barrier.
We need the people that are influential because everyone's sheep, and if they like listening and being told what to do.
I don't even think it's the influencers these days.
No, not influencers. I mean people that are influential.
Yeah, but
like,
what's the difference?
like, well, not like Trump. Would you consider him an influencer, for example?
Yeah.
I would
He's
consider
influential. I just feel like influential. I don't like the term influencer.
But how did
Yeah,
I don't
Trump
like that word.
How did Trump and Elon break through though? They broke through because they have billions of dollars.
Right. They got a different deck. You know what I mean? We're all dealt a deck
Yeah.
in life, and they got dealt a different deck.
So you need to be able to remove the barrier of millions of dollars for people to actually get things done.
Yeah.
Right.
So like I have great ideas that could be getting done, but like they're not because
It only takes one person to believe in your ideas.
We talk
to hit
about
it
that
up.
too.
That's
I'm like,
not exactly true. I have a lot of people that believe my ideas and they're still not getting done.
I'm like,
You
I
didn't.
need
That's
a
not the one. You
sponsor.
need the one with the
I
resources.
have the one. Trust me.
You need the one
Yeah.
with the resources.
We'll talk about it off
no,
the
I need
camera.
a sponsor. That's what we were saying. I'm like, I have all these like
I got a couple
things.
sponsors.
I just need a sponsor. Hey, hi, sponsors. What's up? Mob Life.
I think I can.
Hi, Daddy.
I can fix government.
You what?
I can fix government.
Okay.
I have the idea that
Hey,
can fix
we're gonna-
I
government.
feel like you and me could probably.
We're cooking
I
this
might
up.
also kill everyone.
No. You
I
need
mean,
me.
If I was the president, I would push that. I'm having a bad day. I'm not the one you want.
That's why you shouldn't.
No.
be
I'm not the
president.
one you want.
I shouldn't be president either, but I can create solutions that skirt government.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I have one that's ready to go, but like,
Literally, we outnumber them. If we all could just get along and come to an agreement, then it would be fine. And
we'll
we
talk
wouldn't
off
have these
podcast.
issues.
Trust me. I've already got it. It's done. It's done. It's done. We just got to get it done. What do you need?
Why is it so hot in here? Are you?
I
sweating?
always turn off the air whenever we podcast.
That's okay. I've got
It's 'cause
this
you're here.
I'm
What are you
bougie.
doing?
Ready? Here it comes.
Oh my goodness.
It's dead. No.
No.
And it's a Type C.
How did that
I didn't bring
happen?
because it was probably turned on in my purse by accident. That's okay.
Now you just have to sweat.
That's fine.
So
I don't sweat,
I'm
I
boring
glisten.
as fuck, by the way, on ChatGPT. I don't have a membership, and yeah, I use it for really basic shit. You guys are like, wait, like
We're gonna make
that's
ours
why I was
talk to
all
each
quiet
other
like
later.
this, where I'm like, yeah, but he has help. I call mine Chad.
Yeah.
You call it?
See,
we
that's
don't like,
terrifying.
We don't like Chads though. Ick.
I know, but it just is easier than saying ChatGPT where I stutter and
The
shit.
fact that you
know?
guys are naming it scares me.
Yeah. My husband gets slightly
They
sorry,
like
babe.
it.
Like gets a little jealous of it.
If
He's
you
like,
don't give it-
Chad.
If you
quit
don't give it a
saying that.
name though, it's like not
Yeah.
as much respect. You're using it as a tool and not.
I just call mine
Right.
computer.
Just computer.
Yeah. I even take a note from Batman. I just call it pewter.
Computer.
Yeah.
I like that.
I want it to be, I want it to feel a little disrespected, you know? I don't want it to like,
No, I like your
Why-
approach.
Yeah, my approach is.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. I wonder what's going to happen when we put ours together and see how they talk to each other.
mine might overpower yours because I've been
I doubt
teaching-
it.
Well, no. So like, how
You
do
you delete your stuff. I don't.
That's
I
true.
don't do
Yeah.
that.
I might have,
Mine's
like,
very knowledgeable
cut in
right
half
now.
I only delete what it knows about me because you know it like has a list of things that it knows about you.
It knows everything. It knows. I've uploaded things into this, and people are like, and I tell some of my closest
Have
friends,
you looked at the list?
like, let me just hang on a minute.
There's a list you can look at where it tells you everything it knows about you.
Oh fuck.
So I delete that. I don't delete like the
Like
conversations
this
that we've had.
list. Hang on. Like this list.
Oh no.
I don't know. Is that?
That's so when I click on these,
But no, that's the
Individual?
things you've been talking about, right?
So this is all my history.
Yeah, no, there's a way you can go to like a list. I don't know where it's at on here, but I know.
What was the last
computer.
thing I asked it? Guess what the last thing I asked it was.
What?
No, you got to guess.
Okay, it has to be something about French Quarter, right?
No, actually, it's something about women.
Ooh. Oh my God.
We were talking about it on the way here, actually.
Is the vaginal canal longer in taller women?
Ooh, that's a good question, but that's not what.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I was just
good guess. Though.
That was good. I was talking about how like I was on birth control for like 13 years, got off of it. I don't know, like 2018 or something. And ever since then I started having issues, and I don't know if it's from being on birth control or going through childbirth or whatever, but so I have endometriosis that I was diagnosed with in 2021. And I also have middle schmers, and I was diagnosed with that like a lot longer.
Can you tell me about both those? Endometriosis, I think I've heard about that one.
Yeah. So horrible. I don't even know, like,
it's like what your lining does.
I can't like give you like a great answer, but I can give you what my answer sounds like.
Okay.
Basically, my period is, for the first 3 days at least, very heavy, and the pain is so great.
Yeah.
It is truly like going into labor.
Mm-hmm.
It takes my breath away. It takes my vision. My vision gets blurry, and I vomit.
Yeah, it's like the lining of your uterus pulling off, right?
It's horrible, and I've never.
But you at least had one kid before that happened, right?
Yes, I did.
That's good.
And then,
because there are some women that have that and can't even have kids.
There's no cure. There's no cure. You know, their answer for you. And by the way, they don't study women's bodies at all. But is take some birth control to control the pain and make you regulated, or partial or a full hysterectomy. Those are the only options for it.
And what's the other one?
And you can literally bleed out, hemorrhage out from this. Like my grandma had a full hysterectomy at 26 because she bled out in the back of a UPS truck. Almost.
So it's probably safer to get it removed than.
Well, then you have a whole other world of problems. Then
because it messes with your hormones, and then that's that's totally.
Hey, I love that we're talking about this, because it's like we were talking about last night about like the whole screenplay. That's another story. But
and it's Women's History Month, so
women's history. Yes,
just me and you obviously for No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, that's pineapple. No,
fuck you bitches.
But it needs to be talked about, because we struggle more than men. It's just facts, you know.
Well, I disagree with you there.
With
Hang on a minute.
Stuff,
oh yeah, for sure. Because I don't even think men like get stomach cramps unless it's gas.
Well,
I don't even think they get.
We have
we have a period simulator back there and behind the bar.
I would love for you to put that on.
No. Wait.
Middle schmers, by the way, is ovulation pain.
Chris.
What was it again? Yeah, I was asking about that one.
That one's ovulation. So
okay, so
midway through your period.
Oh yeah. Because I didn't know it had a name. I have that too.
And it's
middle schmers.
It's a weird, gross. It's German, but I didn't know that. I didn't know it's in there, but
yeah. But I said that because I want to write. I don't even know if I told you about that. It's a screenplay.
Do you want to tell your story?
I don't care, because if someone wants to do it and help,
it's a great
what story.
It's a great idea.
What do you like?
Maybe you should keep that one on the DL for now.
Oh yeah,
no one.
Listen, yes, people steal ideas.
It's an
don't
amazing
say anything.
idea.
If it is, please don't say it on here.
Last night,
I'll tell you.
Tell us off the thing, because people steal my ideas on a regular basis, and I watch them fully executed later, and I'm sick.
So she was sitting next to me, a creative person, and ET, who's also a creative person.
I love ET. I just met him. Oops,
and she told us the idea, and we were both like, so I mean, it's a good one.
Yeah. And then that other dude was like,
was it? Okay.
It was regarding like all our parts.
Yeah.
And such. Our plumbing.
I want to know what the hell you are.
We need to make a list of things we need to talk about off camera.
Yeah.
Yes. Our pineapple list.
We're going to have to rewatch this because my short-term memory is a little funky right now.
I got it. I got this. Yeah. Right. Yeah. I haven't been drinking as much as you guys have. I got it.
She doesn't drink.
No, I don't drink.
Oh, well, California sober.
So
right?
we're like yin and yang.
Yeah.
I'm yang.
So I'm technically yin. California sober right now too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I quit drinking alcohol. I only drink the weed seltzers now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I had a wobble again. Oops, last night.
I don't know how you do those.
I was like vibrating. The Big Frida drink.
It's got 100.
I've never had one and I want it. What is it?
100 milligrams of caffeine and then THC.
Yeah.
as well.
Where do we get those?
So it's like they have them here.
I want to try. I want to try one. I want to try one.
There.
It's like you're literally wobbling. You're just like kind of like, hey, hi, oh, what's up? You know.
I want to try.
I came up and I was like talking to Knox and I was like, hey guys, why I have all these ideas, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, oh shit. The wobble, you know? But I got everything out in a hurry, which is nice.
I like that. Sometimes I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I don't have patience.
Yeah.
I feel like I've regressed a little bit and I lack patience and I do need to improve on that. So, and I appreciate when people talk really fast and it's very clear and concise. And you know what I mean?
Yeah, like
I got
bullet
places
points.
to be.
Bullet points.
Well, as long as you can keep it clear and concise. My issue with
Facts.
caffeine is I can't keep it clear and concise. My brain's working so much
ADHD,
faster
yeah, same.
than my mouth
It
is.
depends. It depends on
So like last week on the podcast, before the podcast we went on, I went over to Mint and I had Joe make me this brown sugar boba.
Yeah.
And that thing fucked me up so bad.
It hit different.
We only did the podcast for like 20 minutes and I was like, I gotta go. I can't be here.
What?
So I had to cut the podcast
Too much energy?
short. Oh my God, it was crazy. Like I said, my brain was going so much faster than my mouth was. So I feel like the podcast was just scatterbrained everywhere.
Right.
When I take once in a while, I'll take an Adderall. And when I clean my house, it's like that. I'll start cleaning over here and I'll stop midway through like 8 projects and like go back. It doesn't make any sense. By the way, multitasking is not actually a skill. If you really analyze that, I'm sure you could ask ChatGPT, it takes more time to switch between things and those seconds add up. So doing a project all the way through, unless you're doing it because you have no other choice, doing one project all the way through and then starting on to the next one is truly the best way to do it.
That makes sense.
It's true. Neuroscience.
Yeah. I just get like slightly ADD and I have like a million things.
Everyone does though.
Just whatever
Everyone
feels right.
does. And you know, it's the shit they're feeding us too. It's the shit in our water. It's like making us like,
well, the shit they're feeding us
slow.
and also TikTok and Instagram. That's what I was saying about certain people that I see these days is they're so used to these like 30-second hits of dopamine that when it comes
Like
to
Vines
actually
and stuff.
when it comes to actually looking at a pile of cords and computers and putting them to a podcast studio together, they're
Well,
like,
they get
what?
stressed out.
Yeah, they're like,
almost
I
by
can't
it.
do this.
Where I'm like, your stress level needs to be higher, the tolerance, especially for this world. You know, like.
Well, I've heard teachers even say this. Teachers are like, when I have a sea of students, even though they can't have their phones in school now, because there's a lot of schools they've taken them away from them.
Yeah.
That they just see like voids. Like the kids aren't even like looking at the teacher. They're just like a blank void there because they're not getting their 30-second dopamine hits.
My husband's a teacher for juvenile delinquent, like middle school, high school. And he has to,
that sounds like a fun job.
He's been doing it 20 years. Shout out to Chris. What's up? But like,
has he noticed a difference?
oh yeah. Yeah. He's already had people's kids and stuff. So he's like, oh my God, I had your dad and everything. It's just a trip. But yeah, he has to keep it just like quick and like super fun and fast moving, you know, and like, cause he does like women's history, Black history, and I'll have like person a day and
it's like it's a double-edged
keeps it
sword.
like quick though, like 2 minutes, boom, facts.
That's
you know?
actually, that's good though. Short and sweet is what people like. I
and
feel
then they
like
get
now.
curious and they want to find more out,
right?
You know,
No,
on their own.
these are a double-edged sword. If you can tailor your algorithms to work where you actually learn things, which is kind of what my Instagram is now. I've tailored it so well that like now it only gives me like science facts and things. That you can learn really quick, but at the same time, as a teenage boy, you'll fall into watching girls' asses rather than looking at science videos. You know, like I would have done that if I was a teenage boy.
My algorithms changed a lot. You just reminded me of that, and I need to get it back where it was because the stuff I'm consuming is not healthy right now. But I still get a lot of conspiracy stuff, and I love
Well, so
that.
that's interesting to say too, because like, what is your algorithm? Because mine's just,
I'm embarrassed. I can't. There's things that I talk about with Mo that I can't talk about here because I'm not showing my fucking cards. You'll never see the whites of my eyes.
well, I know as a guy,
But you off air, like I said, we do need that list.
yeah. Well, as a guy, literally, Instagram will just show you asses all day. Even if you hit like this makes me uncomfortable, it'll literally just keep feeding you asses.
Wait, it
I don't know.
naturally gives you boobs and
So
Boobs and asses, yeah.
Here's the thing,
I
though.
mean, they're chicks in bathing suits and stuff.
Sorry,
but I mean,
babe. I literally thought, I'm like, what's all these boobs? It was a sea of
listen,
boobs.
no,
dude,
no.
I literally
I'm,
say
like,
this
literally
makes me
talking to
uncomfortable.
him.
It's
when you send it
not.
to
So
me.
then that's a you thing because it's not just Instagram. It's pulling the information from. It's every text you send.
Bro.
It's all of it. It's everything on your phone.
So
It's
what do you
not-
think I'm doing? Talking about tits and asses all day?
You're trying to get
Maybe.
yeast for your mead from girls. Yeah, that's why you're seeing that shit. The algorithm is still learning, and you wiping your history is why it doesn't know what you're doing. You got to stop wiping your
It's
history.
funny, dude.
I disagree with that. I think that it just knows that I'm a man, so it's automatically sending me these things to distract me from like a true purpose.
So here's the funny thing. I also I have 2 phones because I'm crazy. And usually one's either always recording. Peep that. If you don't want the fame, don't step in the frame. And sometimes you don't see it. And I love my live listen too. But I have all the dating platforms because I use it for marketing now. Like I'm not trying to
Smart.
date anybody.
Yeah.
Like I put my handles and stuff in there. So that's
Absolutely.
against the rules and whatever. But I have one that's for me as a woman.
Uh-huh.
I have one that is set up as a man, and I have a man's photo, and I have man stuff. And I want to see what kind of differences I see. And I do see some of that, but at the same time, my phone used to be synced to my old phone. So it's got all my pictures, it's got all my old stuff in there. Mm-hmm. It doesn't do it hard like that. You know what I mean? It's just like,
yeah, it's an occasional ask, but I mean, that's still as a man, like you're going to go, rather than look at, whatever else is on the page.
I do it as a woman.
I
do it as a woman.
I'm saying, like,
I like some ass.
If they just quit showing me that stuff though, then I would stay focused on the things.
Also, here's the problem though. It's your eye contact, right? Because it's analyzing. It's got the facial recognition. It's analyzing you. So if you pause too long, that's another reason you're still seeing it. Swipe by it quicker.
Yeah, I hit.
And linger on things that you really want to see.
This makes me uncomfortable. Like you would think that you were telling me that. Or there's a thing
that says, don't show me this ad anymore. And then it says, why?
Yeah, I try to do it on most of them. Most of them that I see.
Why is mine all cats, weed, and New Orleans? Well, wait,
because you like all of that stuff.
Well, it knows me, like really though. Like,
I would love it if mine was all animal videos. That'd be dope.
But you know what's funny? Sometimes I go so my boyfriend will go to sleep and then I'll go over to his phone and I'll be like,
sus.
Wedding dresses, engagement rings. And I just, for literally like, I bet you I'll leave New Orleans married tomorrow.
Jesus Christ.
So I do that. And then he sees it in his feed. And then I send him a lot of stuff.
That poor guy.
I started changing his algorithm. His algorithm does what I want it to do now.
Sir, I hope
ChatGPT, shout out.
Watching this, sir. Whatever your name is.
Sir.
I call him Definitely Not.
Definitely Not. Poor guy.
Can you edit that out?
No, that's staying in.
Oh, that's in there.
Oh shit.
I don't edit any of this stuff out. Like I
said that like twice on the last one. I think I'm like,
I like making funny nicknames for people. So like, that rhymes. So my old ex, his name was Joey. I called him Hoey.
That's
like
what I'm
random,
saying. Like too much shit rhymes with my name.
What else? Mo. Oh my God, so many things with yours. Okay.
Yeah.
I can think of a lot of fun things.
Yeah, you can go.
But anyways, also when I'm like, let's see, can I admit to this on here? I'm just thinking about
pineapple.
I'll get a slap on the wrist. I've still got pretty privilege. Should I say it? No. I still have that. A couple more years. Guess how old I am. I look 10 years.
You already said how old you are.
I know I did, but they usually guess younger.
I thought you were
tell
in your
people,
20s. Dude.
Yes.
Yeah,
they say, what's your secret? Probably realistically, it's the cortisol I was telling you about, but I like to say, I just
makes you old.
Drink so much that I pickle myself from the inside out. I'm pickling myself.
I've heard that though.
A little bit.
We just met actually, like in real life, as I like to say. Because I just me, I network. I've been on here before. I'm a networking whore. No, I'm just joking. But you know what I mean.
I do love networking.
Is impressive.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. So I love cannabis. I'm still in the industry a little in Wisconsin. And she's in Michigan, and Michigan's my favorite state, basically.
And then I'm moving from Michigan to Chicago.
So we're gonna.
We're gonna be so tight.
She just hit me up. She's like, "Are you in New Orleans by chance?" And I'm like, "I am." So it's been just like it was super unplanned, and we
That's what's up.
It's been like I got goosebumps. Like literally,
it's literally been because there was one time that I was just having. So I can take my mom in small doses.
I took her out of the quarter. I rescued her. I'm like, let's get out of here.
And it's also very overstimulating. And then like, I'm a little flustered when she picks me up this one time because I haven't eaten all day because my mom's just.
She's hangry.
I was getting hangry, but I'm trying so hard not to like take it out on her just because she's the closest one and I'm venting to her.
You did good. You did good.
I don't think I did. I think there's room for improvement. That's what I say when I get pulled over for speeding, by the way. He's like, how's your driving record? There's room for improvement. They love that shit. They eat it up.
I love you.
That's also pretty privileged.
I still walk away with an impeding traffic and pay that ticket. I've had 11 speeding tickets in 1 year.
Jesus.
The last time I was in court for it, the judge said, ma'am, I'll take your license if I see you in here again. Go ahead and ask me about all the driving classes you want. Because I was taking those classes and I was the class clown, of course. But, I'd have a dash cam. I have a radar. I have a sport mode. I like to go fast.
Well, that's the beauty of being in a city like this is I feel like it's hard to get a speeding ticket in a city like this.
Oh, you can't. You can't even move.
Cameras, though.
I've never.
I got one.
You did?
Yeah.
But they probably saw that you were from Chicago.
How can you even speed when everyone's standing in the road like an idiot out here?
I was going 26 and a 20.
Did you have a Louisiana license?
No.
And see, that's it. They ticket you because you're from Chicago. They know you're going to pay it.
Yeah, they're like, oh, let's get this.
It was on St. Charles and 26. So I wasn't.
Yeah.
Like 26, you know how slow that is? Really?
No, there are speed traps everywhere. But one day I actually ran a stop sign and the cop got next to it because the cop was right behind me when I did it. I wasn't even thinking, I was just in a hurry. And no one was coming. No one was there. They pulled up next to me and got on their little microphone and was like, "You got a thing against stop signs?" And I rolled the window down. And I was like, "No, I just didn't. I didn't see it." And they're like, "Slow down." And I was like, "Okay." And they drove off.
Yeah.
They got bigger shit to worry about.
That's true.
Facts.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what else you guys got planned while you're in town?
Shoot, what is today?
Any other cool shit? I mean, we got karaoke tonight here.
Yeah. We're getting brunch, right? With your
Oh
mom?
yeah, we're going to get brunch.
Yeah.
Again, I've been asking this whole time. I love Brennan's. That's my favorite spot to go here, but
Okay.
that's not where we're going.
I've still never been.
We're going to Two Sisters. I haven't been there and I'm excited, but
Quarter Two Sisters.
Brennan's,
Yeah.
shout out to
Yeah.
Brennan's. You guys have the best steak and eggs. I've traveled all over the world. Best steak and eggs I've ever had in my life. I've gotten it every single 4 times the last time I was here.
Really?
Every day I had it.
Damn,
It was so
girl.
good. And I want to try the Bananas Foster and I'm going to.
I love steak and eggs.
I'm actually
It's-
meeting another person
so
from
good.
Michigan. Sorry, later.
Where?
Actually, I forgot
Who?
to tell you that. John, do you know John
I hate him?
Watson? No. Do,
Okay.
wait, do you? Wait.
Oh, no. So
Oh,
I just don't
okay.
really like women
a
because they
joke.
don't like me for no
No,
reason.
it's a man.
Okay,
It's a man.
perfect. Yeah.
What?
They're usually pretty cool. I'm like also very tomboyish. I grew up like Harbor Springs, so half hour from Mackinac. My grandmother, God rest her soul, 5 feet tall, 100 pounds, smaller foot than me, hunts deer with a crossbow, guts them. Like I grew up on 200
Savage.
acres of property. Like me and all my cousins lived on the same land. We all had dirt bikes and quads and golf carts. And like I lived and then when I was done,
That's a
my
good way to
parents,
grow up.
it was it was heaven. When my parents got divorced, the whole family, all the cousins, everybody moved away. And it was tragic and horrible.
Yeah.
But for some reason, our family unit was like the glue that held everything together because my grandma had all the property, right?
Yeah.
And that was my mom's mom.
Yeah, I had a similar upbringing.
But then I moved, that was just from till about 11, 12. Then I moved to St. Clair Shores and I lived the lake life. So then I had a big piece of land and lived on the water, literally could go into my backyard. So that's where I went to high school and threw parties out there all the time on the water. And then I graduated, moved to Detroit, lived in the city, lived the city life. So I've literally done all
what do you
of
like
it.
better out of all those things? What do you like better?
I can't do any of them all the time. I like to mix it up. I like to travel, but I also want multiple homes. Like I know that when the shit hits the fan, Aztec calendars end in 2027. I don't know if that's going to be the end or 2029, but I've got a feeling something crazy is going to happen. When the apocalypse comes, when the anarchy comes, whatever it is, I'm going to want to be by 80% of the world's fresh water, which is the state of Michigan. That's where I'm going to want to be.
Why do you think that's when it's going to happen?
I got the map. What?
Well,
2027.
it's something's got to give, bro. The world gets more evil. My body, it's like ever since 2020, my body's become very aware and it's seeing things. We're becoming more desensitized. We're becoming angrier. It's getting worse and I can see it and I can't deny it anymore. And it's
Right.
scary.
You need to meditate more.
I know. I need to do grounding and
you just don't focus on it too much.
well, that's a problem. So I'm also diagnosed with obsessive compulsive disorder.
Mhm.
And my thing is intrusive thoughts. And
Mhm.
because I'm a pessimist, I think about have you ever seen Requiem for a Dream or Black
Oh,
Mirror?
Jesus, yeah.
Black Mirror, not Requiem for a Dream.
Oh,
Okay.
opposite.
Watch Requiem for a Dream and see how that movie makes you feel.
No.
Butterfly effect. Anyways, that's what I think about all the time. And I never say it out loud. All the time.
See, I
Horrible
think-
things.
I think for me, I don't
Putting my hand in a garbage disposal, driving into oncoming traffic, jumping off a
What?
building.
Stop it.
See, I don't worry about.
I think about it though.
I don't worry
I can't
about any of
lie.
those
I don't have a
things.
lie
I
face.
know.
I don't worry about any of those things because I feel like I can
I'm
take
not
care of
worried.
myself. I'll eat humans if I have to.
I was literally talking about that with my boyfriend. I said I would eat some human one
Yeah.
time,
Well, I
No.
think
but I want to see who it came from and who's preparing it,
Oh,
which
I don't
chef.
care.
Not like the
Meat's
vagina
meat.
juice. No, I'm just joking.
I don't think I would ever, just because I know what I've looked some things up pertaining to vaginas
I've looked a
and
lot
stuff,
up too.
and I'm just like, oh,
They're
it could be
mysterious.
dangerous to consume something.
So
like
it's not
that.
dangerous when you actually when you make the mead correct. If you make the mead correct, you kill the bacteria before you serve it.
But what if we're humans and we make errors?
I don't make errors. You're humans.
I don't make mistakes.
You're humans.
You're humans.
Yeah.
I'm a robot.
Don't categorize me.
Uh-oh. I'm here with 2 robots.
No, I'm a Hindu god. That's who I am. Yeah.
I think I'm just here for y'all's entertainment. I'm just here to piss the world off.
Aren't we all though? Like, what are we? We're on a podcast. Like, this is literally here for your entertainment.
I'm more like Zen man, you know.
Yeah, I do. The way you are is like how I am when I'm asleep. Not even in my dreams. I dream crazy shit. Crazy. My dreams are wild.
Oh, mine are
Alice
too.
in Wonderland.
I can't tell if they're real sometimes. I'll wake up and I'm like, did that really happen?
Very repressed things.
Yes. I have a recurring. Do you have recurring dreams?
I do.
Yeah.
I do from a childhood. Like, do you
Dude.
guys remember the show Tales from the Crypt? The
Yeah.
Crypt Keeper?
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I get dreams about him being on my ceiling
my
in my
God.
old home. Like sometimes for some
no.
reason I see him a lot, but he was a staple.
No.
I
wouldn't know.
like Freddy Krueger. I like Tales from the Crypt.
We were just talking about dreams in the bar, and the consensus we came to is there's something in your subconscious that comes out at night. When your conscious is suppressed, your subconscious is coming to the surface. So I mean, that's literally things that
Do you think that you can look them up? Like, because they have dream dictionaries, right? Can you look them up and figure out what they mean, or is that just us guessing?
Well, I think that if you just look into them yourself, you'll figure out what they mean.
I know what mine mean.
I have
Do you know what
one
it means?
bad one that reoccurs.
What's yours?
The one that reoccurs the most, and I know it's bad, and I've looked it up before, and I kind of know some of the things it means. I pull my own teeth out in my dreams. And
Wait, I just
trips. I hate
that's
having
bad.
it. And there's another dream I have from my childhood.
So let's analyze them one at a time.
No.
What do we think that one is? Like,
Well,
why would you be pulling your teeth out?
That's an anxious. Well,
Yeah,
when you look it
severe
up in
stress,
dream dictionary, it says like
Look at
worried
you, you're
about
backing away from the mic now.
Yeah,
you
I
don't want
know.
to tell people.
worried about finances, anxiety about something, you're unsure about something, you think you
Yeah.
made a mistake somewhere, a misstep
A big
somewhere, and you can't.
decision.
Yeah,
that
Pull
you
your
fucked
teeth
up.
out?
and it's like
Or
I
if
know
they
what
fall out too.
I've never. No, it's me. So
You pull
what
it.
happens is they're loose. And I feel they're loose, and my OCD immediately just like, it's like when you're in the mirror and you have those dreams where you're just ripping your skin off.
Okay.
But for me, it's just pulling my teeth out, and it's horrible. And I go for the molars. It's always my fucking molars in my, it's in the back.
But
It's not in the front.
You got to be able to control these things, right? So I'll tell you, like, I have dreams too, but in my dreams, I'm analyzing situations that are in my life currently.
Right.
So like analyzing relationships I have with certain people, and they come in like really weird ways. So I'll tell you, one of my ex-girlfriends one time, I literally in a dream, we were sleeping beside each other, and I feel like I was like probing her subconscious in the dream that night, because I didn't know any of this about her. But I in the dream, we were in a location that we had been in before, and she was between 9 or 11 years old. She was like a young version of herself, and she had a mask on. I didn't have a clue what this mask was, but I started walking up to her. I started approaching this little girl, and later I looked up what the mask was. It was an Oni mask. You familiar with the Oni demon?
I feel like I've heard it, but I don't know I can't picture what that mask looks like. Maybe.
So the Oni demon, it was a human female, and then she got married to a man, and the man cheated on her and then killed her and threw her body in a river, and then she came back as the Oni demon, and now has she hates men.
I might
essentially.
be the Oni demon.
Okay.
Oh no.
So the cat, as I approached this little girl in the dream, her cat, which lives in her house, rubbed me on the leg, like not in real life, but in the dream, and then led me away from the little girl. It didn't want me to go approach the little girl. So it like took me away from it. And there's like a whole thing about cats can actually move into different realities.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, a few years later, we were talking about it, and something happened to her when she was young, which made her the way she is these days. And she's never actually dealt with it. But I went in her dream and saw this. And is that my subconscious, or is that like me actually probing her dreams?
That's crazy.
It's wild, right?
That's a
like
connection,
astro
no?
projecting?
Yeah. So, I mean, I think I don't know. You could say that it could be an astral projection. I was inside of her own subconscious that night because we were laying next to each other. Or you could say that the subconscious of myself had picked this up, but the conscious version of me was thinking about her tits and her ass. So I was ignoring these like signals.
Yeah, I think red flags are Six Flags too. I feel you.
Yeah.
I feel you.
I like that. Mine's really boring. It's just I can't like pack my suitcase and I'm late and I'm like, and I literally know
I
what
have
it
dreams
means.
about missing the bus sometimes too, which is weird.
Or that I didn't finish beauty school and I'm a beauty school fucking dropout, but I'm my age and it's just awful. But the suitcase is awful because I'm always missing my flight and I think my husband's going to kill me. And then it's like that, and it's always in New Orleans too. I dream like I'm here. I am here mentally all the time. Yeah, I live here mentally.
I mean, that's a scary thing.
That
though,
sounds like anxiety, though. That sounds
is,
anxiety based.
Well, and just like that, I don't
pressed for time, and you know you're gonna be late. We were talking about that. Why is everyone out here late all the time?
Oh, we talked about that on the last one, the New Orleans time.
New Orleans time.
The vortex, the portal down here. It's sick. I was telling him I feel like I mature like 10 years every time I come here. I learn all these like weird lessons with signs and signals and people and just like things where you're like, oh, where all the hair stands up and you're like, oh, I see it. I see clearly, you know. I'm real spiritual like that. I'm Christian, but like spiritual, definitely not evil. That's why I should sit in between you guys.
I'm evil, but I'm
we're
also
all evil. We're all evil inside somewhere.
You're
somewhere. It's
you're
in there.
maybe the only one that isn't. I swear to God,
you have to be right.
Weird.
Once I'm pushed,
I can't feel it. My gut is the best advisor I've ever had.
To be a balanced human, you have to have both.
You do.
I have never
have to learn how to harness.
To see it though. Let's get that little demon out. Let's get that little demon out. Let's give her. I need an exorcism. Maybe
I'll help you.
I'm excited to talk to you off this thing because we have so much to talk about. We better go somewhere after this. Like we got to do our brunch thing, but
well, that's one reason I don't drink anymore because that brings the demon out.
Step one.
Well, if I didn't drink, I would be a really good human being like I used to be. Like at one point, I was for 3 consecutive years. I went to church like every Sunday. I joined my prayer team, my prayer group. I was meditating. I was helping people. I was literally just doing all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
But like I said, I feel like everything. No, But I like organized religion. Sometimes mine's a non-denominational Christian church.
Organized religion is good for small communities, in my opinion.
Right.
Yeah, to bring like fellowship, and if you're new to a town, whatever. But like, it gets kind of culty in the like.
Yeah, it does. Everywhere, every single one though. Every religion, every single one gets a little weird like that.
Yeah, because I'm definitely Christian. I pray to God. I'm like spiritual like that. I read my daily thing that hits. With I set an intention with the word. I'm like real like that.
So that's the difference between me and you is I became God.
No,
really? I say that I'm God's favorite. If you're God, I do. I
can explain too.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah. So quantum mechanics. Are we familiar with quantum mechanics?
So this is what what's his face was talking about with Joe Rogan. What's his name? I'm not good at remembering name. No. Terrence.
Terrence Howard.
Yeah. Is that him? Is that his name?
There's Terrence Howard, the black actor.
From what's the name of that show? Damn it, it's not important.
Is he an actor?
Yes.
Yeah, it's Terrence Howard.
And he's like, but I see people go both ways where people challenge him on his stuff.
I listened to his podcast 2 times and I was like, what the fuck is this guy talking about?
I didn't get it either.
Like some of the stuff he was talking about made good points, but it's very different from what I'm fixing to say. So if we know quantum mechanics, we understand the double slit experiment, right? Do we understand it? Okay, so you have 2 slits, right?
Yeah.
And you shoot particles at these slits.
The laser thing?
We'll say particles. So a round particle. Okay, you're shooting at these slits.
Yes.
Okay, and if it is a particle, then it makes sense that it would go in between one of the slits and have 2 slits on the back. Okay,
yes.
But if it's a wave function. Okay, then it's going to go, the wave is going to come and it's going to hit the backside and going to make an array of lines.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's called the observer effect. So when we're not actually observing the particle, it's a wave function. Okay. Mm-hmm. And when we observe the particle, then it actually collapses the wave function into a particle.
So is that similar to like when you hold a towel over the mirror and you can still see what's going on?
I don't know anything about that.
It's all over. I don't know why that shit's in my algorithm. I don't care about that shit. I hope you're listening. I don't care about towels and mirrors anymore.
Yeah, I've seen people do that, but I don't understand the explanation for that.
I haven't.
But what I'm saying is,
it's so stupid.
Is the way to become God is to think of yourself as the particle, okay, and then re-become the wave function. Okay. So whenever I'm sitting here right now, you're observing me, yes. The camera's observing me, yes. Which is also an instrument that can collapse you into the particle. But if you go into a dark room and you meditate and you shut down your own observer, then you can expand back out into the wave function. And that's all God is, essentially.
Well, that's kind of similar. It sounds like what you're saying to organized religion when they're like, God is inside of us.
Oh, you are God.
You know, that's why, you are.
Yeah, but that's why when you pray outside to a God, you're taking your own power away from you.
Well, aren't you just praying to yourself? And like, I don't know. I use God and universe interchangeably.
Yeah.
Kind of too when I'm talking about, because I don't know what it really is, that there's so many different, who knows what's real?
It's the universe. It's
It's
everything,
me.
you know?
I believe it, so it's me.
And
if
how
you guys don't believe it, you should pray to me.
No, I believe.
I pray to me. I'm God's favorite though. If you're God, I must be your favorite.
Meditation's the key, dude.
I thought you said you're Satan or whatever. No, you're
but like I also think that like God gets a lot of entertainment. Look, if our lives are like the Truman Show and there's somebody up there and there's somebody down there watching each individual, or like they get to choose whoever the outside terrestrials, whatever, and they watch us humans like a TV show, like the Truman Show. You know what I mean? I know very deep down, I'm the most entertaining show for those big people up there. In fact, I know it so much because God puts me through, or the devil, or both of them, puts me through these things where I have to make these decisions in life. And
like what? Give me an example.
I like to learn the hard lessons. I need to learn it. I need to fuck up 4 times at least. The same lesson. I need it 4 times.
Why?
I need to get beat all the way down. I need to go down to the bottom of the barrel. When I get humbled all the way, I swear to God, as soon as I go all the way to the bottom, a little bit of time passes. I start acting right and getting better because I'm like, oh, I can't go any lower than this. And then great, amazing shit always happens to me, right? And then when I get a bunch of good shit and then it starts to like plateau, I'm like, oh fuck, here comes the 3 steps back. I know it's coming. And then it's like, oh shit, am I manifesting it?
Well, that makes perfect sense when you actually think about reality as the waves again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you think about it as a sine wave, you know what a sine wave is, just the up and down, right? Okay. So whenever you're in life and you're giving yourself these like cheap dopamine hits, like you're going out drinking all the time. So if you're lowering yourself on the vibrational scale,
traveling,
and the universe must compensate to bring you back up. So it must, because it always wants to be at equilibrium.
Yeah. Everything, what goes up must come down. Everything has to.
Yeah. But knowing that you can manipulate it so you don't have to have like really bad stuff happen to you. Yeah. So for instance, one of the things that I do is whenever I pull up to my house, where I live, I always park as far away as I can and walk to my door, because that's me making a negative situation for myself. So and the universe must compensate.
But what's the point? Why do you want to do? Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I do though, but I call it, but a little different ways. I'm not like trying to hurt myself. Mm-hmm. I try to help people. So I like doing the pay it forward thing. So if I'm going to get a car wash for fun, I'm just like, let me get the next guy behind me, give him the best car wash and I'll pay for it, whatever. And just random things like random acts of kindness. I also really enjoy doing that.
Yeah,
I do.
Me too.
I do.
Screw that.
But here's the thing though. I'm very selective with who I give it to.
How do you know?
My gut knows.
Yeah.
It's not me. It's my gut.
You can tell.
Sometimes I just know that person needs that.
People have to figure out what you drive and just like drive behind you all the time.
You don't want, behind me is probably safer for you.
Whenever you're going through the drive-thru, just get behind her.
Yeah.
She'll pay for you.
Oh, I was thinking of safety, but if you want a car wash, sometimes fast food, whatever I'm doing.
I guess that's one way to do it. Yeah. Yeah, I think of it as like muscles. You know, when you go to the gym, it sucks to go to the gym. I fucking hate it. But I grow muscles.
Okay, so going back to that, what you're saying, my OCD and what my rituals and the things that I do, my therapist says that I need to make myself exposed to it to make it, you know what I mean? Yeah. Desensitize myself. I don't like it. I don't want to make myself uncomfortable. Although I do know your comfort zone's your worst enemy. You're never going to grow if you're stuck there. You're never going to grow.
Yeah.
So like what OCD type stuff do you have to?
These are weird. So I don't like imperfections. I don't like to feel things that aren't smooth. I like to pick scabs. I like to pull out my eyebrows. I like to pull out my eyelashes. I like numbers in increments of 5. I like things to be color coordinated, usually in rainbow order or in like warm to cold. I like shapes and sizes. I like it to be just very neat, very organized. I have an ashtray, a lighter, and a mirror in every single room. The mirror is because I like looking at myself. And then the ashtray and lighters because I stay high.
You're like a little monkey.
Got a lot of energy.
You like to groom yourself a lot. And you like to like stack things.
Yes. I like organizing. Organizing people's lives, like I used to play Tetris and all those other little games. You know what I mean? Like I get satisfaction from cleaning or organizing. I don't know what it is, but when I see something messy or chaotic, And then I spend like all day fixing it. And then I look at it after. I can't stop looking at the before and after picture, and I'll stare at it for hours. And it gives me a high. Like I like it.
Hey, have you seen the Tetris movie? Either of you?
No.
Tetris? No.
Oh, you have to
Pixels
see it.
or Tetris?
I've seen Pixel.
It's about the Tetris game and how they got it out of Russia, like during
no, I
the
haven't
Cold
seen that.
War. It almost didn't get here at all. They like smuggled it out. But yeah, I forgot what network it's on, but I think it's just called Tetris. But
Interesting.
Oh, I didn't know.
yeah, that just reminded me that you said that Tetris. But it's really good. And it's like really intense where it's like, we gotta get this game out of Russia or Soviet. And
But
all
why
this,
is it
like,
intense?
crazy.
Why wouldn't it's just a game though, right?
Because the Russian government didn't want it to go to anywhere else but there or whatever.
But why? I don't get it.
It was like a thing back then. They just wanted their own thing. And like Japan wanted to buy it, isn't it? Because it's Nintendo. And that's
Well,
how,
Japan would want to buy it. Tetris was legit.
I would see
I was
it
not
again.
that
I
good
don't
at it back
remember.
then,
Dude,
though.
that makes me
Yeah.
wonder, what games have we not played?
Right.
You know, like
Oh,
what
yeah.
games are like snuffed under the rug because of this?
Yeah, you would like it. I think it's good.
I'm a gamer.
yeah. Oh,
yeah.
I'm not.
I
I'm
used
horrible at all that.
Well, so I'll tell
what
you,
kind of games?
I love DayZ. Are you familiar with DayZ or
Mm-mm.
Escape from Tarkov? Okay, these are games that are like they're like military strategy games.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah.
And I love to study military strategy. I think it's fucking awesome. And you know, you can read books like Sun Tzu's book, The Art of War and stuff,
Yeah.
or you
I
can
have
just
that.
or you can get on YouTube and you can watch these guys play these games, and you get 1,000 hours of military strategy in one night rather than just reading one book. It's incredible what these guys are doing. So I'm talking about just like shoot and relocate and stuff and flanking enemies and things.
Yeah.
Like I love that. It's fascinating to me. So like it's almost like I'm preparing for the end of the world too.
Right.
Because I feel like whenever it happens, I'm ready to go.
Right.
That's true. I mean, because it's all like simulation. Like, how do you think pilots get to learn how to fly? They do those like
Yeah.
that's what you're doing. You're training. You're
Yep.
getting ready.
Right.
Stay ready. You don't got to get ready.
Right.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. So you ladies have anything else for today?
Just brunch and then meeting up with my
Well, I
dude
mean, anything
from
else you want to talk
Michigan.
about on here?
Oh, on here.
You got anything
Oh,
crazy
Oh,
you
I
wanna
thought you
talk
meant
about?
today. Like,
I
no.
mean, you're gonna have to sign an NDA and kill me first.
Oh,
But no,
no.
I'm just kidding.
no.
No, when we turn this thing off, though, we've got so much tea.
Yeah.
Right. The pineapple tea.
Also, I have to pee.
So where can the people find you guys at?
You
Yeah.
first.
Oh, I'm at MO_B_life on IG. And yeah, that's where I'm at on there. I just got stage fright at the very end.
Yeah, Instagram. We all use Instagram if you're in
Yeah.
cannabis, obviously. I'm Terpqu33n. That's TERPQU33n.
Because she's a Mason.
I have 11 Instagrams. Make sure you go for the main one.
I have a
That
bunch
one's the
of
juiciest.
you have. I also have one for this little guy named Axel, the crew of Axel. If you have any cats that have passed away or whatever that you want to memorialize, we're starting a crew in New Orleans. It's going to be marching, hopefully in Crew of Fret. That's like the crew I love the most because they don't have plastic beads. What's up? I love that. Yeah. But this is him, and he passed away, and he's the best. And I always say, isn't he cute? That's always
He
like
is.
my tagline. I don't know if I gave you one.
You did.
Did I? Okay.
I took one.
Yeah.
I got a bigger one too.
We're accepting new members. Like anyone that joins this year won't have to like. pay
I'm a
dues
member.
ever.
Yeah, we'll post
Yeah.
we'll post
Yeah,
links
though.
below the podcast too, so you guys can find these people easy. Thank you,
Right.
ladies, for coming on today.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the conversation and look forward to seeing where you go in the future.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm sure we'll be on the same compound sniping them out, right?
Right.
With our ChatGPTs
Absolutely.
in a Tesla robot by
I'll have
then.
mine in my head by then. Thank you,
This is
ladies.
cool. Yeah, thank you. Bye.